There is a moment that happens to almost every human being. Something wonderful happens, something you wanted for a long time, and instead of laughing, your throat tightens and your eyes fill with water. Nothing hurts, nothing is wrong. So why does your body react like something does? At first the answer seems obvious. Maybe happy tears are just an overflow. Maybe there is so much joy that it has to leak out somewhere, and the eyes are simply the nearest exit. But that picture is too simple, because tears are not a pressure valve. They are a signal, and signals do not usually fire by accident. To understand what is happening, you have to look at what tears were built for in the first place. Not happy tears, not yet. The oldest kind. Basal tears keep your eyes wet and clean every second of the day, whether you feel anything or not. Reflex tears wash out dust, smoke, or onion vapor. Those two kinds are mechanical. They are maintenance and defense. But there is a third kind, emotional tears. And emotional tears are strange because they do not protect the eye from anything physical. They respond to something happening inside your mind. Loss, fear, grief, relief, and somehow joy. Here is where the confusion usually starts. People assume crying is the language of sadness. But that is not quite right. Crying is the language of overwhelm. Sadness is only one thing that can overwhelm a person. Joy can do it too. Pride can do it too. Relief, the sudden release of tension you have been carrying for a long time, can do it especially well. Think of your emotional system like a container that measures volume, not flavor. It does not ask whether what is pouring in is bitter or sweet. It only asks how much is pouring in and how fast. Grief can fill that container in seconds. So can joy. And once the container is full, the body responds the same way, no matter what filled it. The overflow does not know it is happy, it only knows it is full. Think about the moments this actually happens. A parent watching their child walk across a stage. A soldier reunited with their family after months apart. A team winning a championship after years of losing. None of those moments are sad, but all of them share something. They are moments of intensity that arrive faster than the body can process them calmly. Your nervous system does not have a separate button for good intensity and bad intensity. It has one alarm system, and that system responds to how much is happening, not only to whether it is pleasant. When emotion rises fast enough, the body can react the same way whether the cause is heartbreak or happiness. The autonomic nervous system floods the moment with the same physical toolkit: faster heartbeat, tightened throat, and yes, tears. So back to the original question. Why does joy end in the same reaction as pain? Because your body was never actually asking good or bad. It was only ever asking how much, how fast. And that single question explains far more than it first seems to. Underneath that flood is chemistry. When the body swings into a state of high emotional intensity, whether from grief or joy, it releases a mix of stress-linked hormones, alongside the chemicals tied to bonding and reward. One theory is that tears themselves may help the body come back down from that spike, a kind of release valve for the nervous system after it has been pushed further than normal. You are not just feeling the moment. Your body is chemically trying to process it in real time, and sometimes the fastest way through is water. This is why happy tears often show up specifically at endings, arrivals, and releases, graduations, reunions, the final seconds of something you worked toward for years. These are moments when tension you didn't fully notice you were carrying suddenly has somewhere to go. The tears are not celebrating the good news by themselves. They are marking the sudden drop from built-up tension to relief. That drop, that release, is what the body is actually reacting to. Now step back from the chemistry for a moment, because there is a second layer to this, one that has nothing to do with hormones at all. It has to do with other people. Some researchers think emotional tears may exist partly as a signal to other people, not just as an internal release. A crying face is hard to fake convincingly, and it is hard to ignore. It tells the people around you, without a single word, that something big just happened inside you. In moments of joy, that signal invites others in. It says, I am overwhelmed, and I am safe enough to show you. That is not weakness. That is one of the most social things a human body can do. This may be older than language itself. Other primates can scream, whimper, and show distress on their faces. But humans appear to be the only species that reliably produces emotional tears, with no physical cause at all. Somewhere in our evolution, we may have gained a signal that worked precisely because it could not be faked easily and could not be hidden quickly. In small ancestral groups, showing real, involuntary vulnerability, whether from grief or overwhelming joy, may have helped hold a group together in a way a controlled expression never could. So happy tears may be doing two jobs at once, releasing an emotional spike the mind cannot fully process in real time and quietly broadcasting to the people nearby that this moment matters. Not through language, through water. But even this is not the whole story, because humans do not all cry happy tears the same way. Some people well up at almost every joyful moment. Some rarely cry at all, even when they feel just as much inside. Age changes it, culture changes it. Some environments teach people, especially certain groups of men, to suppress the physical reflex, even when the internal overwhelm is just as strong. The tears may not appear, but the same flood of nervous system activity is often still happening underneath. Crying is not a perfect measurement of how much someone feels. It is one possible output among several, and the body does not always choose to use it. Even within a single life, the pattern shifts. Many people cry more easily at happy moments as they get older, not less. A wedding barely moves a 20-year-old but can undo a 60-year-old completely. One explanation is simple. The older you are, the more contrast you carry. You have lived through enough loss and enough waiting to know exactly how rare and fragile a good outcome really is. The tears are not just about the moment in front of you, they are about every version of that moment that never happened. And there is a quieter complication underneath all of this. Sometimes the tears arrive not because the moment is purely happy, but because it is mixed. Watching your child grow up and leave home is joyful, and it is also a small grief for the years that already ended. Reaching a goal you chased for a decade is triumphant, and it is also the death of the identity of someone still chasing it. Many so-called happy tears may actually be marking two feelings arriving at once: joy and loss, arrival and ending, folded into a single moment the body cannot separate cleanly. The tears are not confused, they are accurate. Life at its biggest moments is rarely just one emotion wearing one face. This is where the deeper pattern becomes visible. Crying was never really about sadness in the first place. It was about the limits of the moment. It shows up whenever an emotional experience arrives faster or larger than your mind can quietly absorb it. Grief overwhelms you because you are losing something. Joy overwhelms you because you are gaining something you weren't sure you would ever get. Different causes, same flood. And maybe that is the strangest part of being human. Somewhere far back in our evolution, the body built one alarm for emotional overload, instead of building a separate one for every kind of feeling. It never separated devastating from wonderful. It only measured how much, not what kind. So when your chest tightens at your best friend's wedding, or your eyes feel watching someone you love succeed, your body is not confused. It is doing exactly what it was built to do. It is telling you, and everyone standing near you, that something just crossed a line it was not ready to hold quietly. So the next time it happens, the good news arrives. Your throat tightens before you can smile. Your eyes fill with water for no bad reason at all. Remember, you are not malfunctioning. You are not sad in disguise. You are simply feeling something too large to stay invisible. And your body, the way it has for as long as humans have felt anything at all, is letting it out the only way it knows how.